Anyway, so the future for this line is really big. We limited it to 350 customers, and per piece, and I don't think that's not doable. So we'll just see what the future holds. I mean, this year, besides these two, there's 4 more ready to knock out this year.
And we're getting ready to show everybody some of the teasers that we were talking about. And one thing I told Chad is a lot of companies will come out with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and say that they're going to do a lot of other characters, and then they don't deliver. But Chad is doing something very smart, and he wants to do a lot of these characters, these B and C characters that we have been asking for a very long time. And so, Chad, are you ready to do a reveal here?
Well, let me say really quick. The one thing I was going to say is a lot of these are going to be kind of pairs. So we're pairing up an A or B lister with a C or D lister. So I think we could show the first one. Let's do it.
Do you want to go with the one that you think will be printed maybe tomorrow? Or do you want to wait till the end?
Well, it's up to you because your audience.
I just think they're going to want to see it. So I'm going to show you guys. Are you ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Riddler. I am so excited beyond words how excited I am for this Riddler. I feel like it is the perfect Riddler.
Yes.
Chad and I have had many conversations about this piece. Are you excited about this, Chad? I'm just thrilled.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I mean, I grew up on Batman, and Riddler is someone that it's difficult to get around to. We had talked about a Riddler statue for years, David and I, and it's what's his base? And we had a couple bases, and it's just then what Riddler is it? Because, for me personally, I will show you at some point, but, my Riddler bust is going to be the retro version of him, in the tights with the question marks everywhere. Chris has seen that.
Yes.
But this is, I think, what we've agreed is the most popular.
Yes.
But, then we have other questions which everyone can kind of chime in on, which we were talking about the other day. It's what color is his shirt? What color is his tie? But yeah, no, this is an example of what you're going to get from this bust line is brand new. Tweeterhead's never done a Riddler. I'm sure there are Riddlers out there, but we just tried to get the most classic version.
It is. It's just perfect. And again, just watching this in the design phase, it's just been outstanding. And to get this, I just feel like this is truly what people are wanting. And whenever I look at all of the comments that people just did on the screen here, everybody seems to be incredibly excited about this one. Which just,
and again, you say $300, 350 edition size. I mean, the resale value down the road, if when these are sold out, I think I said, we have I think 15 Supermans left, and then he's completely sold out. But, Riddler, it's one of those ones where it's let's come out of the gate strong,
Absolutely. And again, it looks absolutely fantastic. And so when do you think he might potentially go up for pre-order? I know people are going to be wanting to know.
I know. Next month, at the end of next month, is going to be our Batman, and then we'll do a Dark Side, I think, at that point, and then we'll do Mr. Freeze, which we're holding Freeze back until Chris can show him completely. But that is one of my favorite sculpts ever. This thing is amazing. The glass dome on his head is amazing. And then maybe
did you say something about Batman?
I did say something.
Wouldn't it be awesome if I had Batman here to show people what it would look like?
I know. I wish I had sent it to you.
Hold on, guys.
Wait, whoever did the UPS labels in serious trouble because that was not supposed to go to Chris.
You nailed that Riddler face. I was so worried when when they eventually were going to do a Riddler that they were going to get the face wrong, and the expression on Riddler's face.
He's super insane. He's completely insane.
Eric, I agree totally. Eric, dead on board.
He's awesome.
Perfect. Go ahead, Chris.
Right, here we go.
You guys ready?
Don't drop him.
Oh man.
Yep. That looks great. That looks great.
It's so awesome.
Wow.
The cape looks awesome. How it's
it is perfect, Chad.
Yep.
Thank you.
It is absolutely perfect. This is just a prototype version here, so he's kind of held together, but it's just absolutely incredible. It is just perfect.
And the
It's
sculpt is
awesome.
great on that.
I love
Yeah, and we did it. So,
Catwoman.
obviously, like the front and center of the base, that's like where you would ideally position him. And so he's just looking slightly over his shoulder into the distance. He's not looking at that U, just slightly over it.
Yeah, just like
Chris,
that.
any chance we could put him next to Superman?
Yes,
Ooh.
absolutely.
I've never seen that.
Hey, Chris,
I have this. I've done 3 different reviews for you guys too for this week. So all of this you'll be able to see all of these together anyway.
He looks good from that
tall-
side angle right there.
how tall would you say these are, Chris? Just kind of.
I have a tape measure here. So Batman, you're looking at.
And guys, keep in mind that Batman is a print and the factory Superman is a production piece. So they shrink about 5%.
Oh,
Okay, so Batman right now pre-shrunk. He's at about 17 inches, a little over 17 inches.
Wow. So they're pretty tall.
Superman
That's a big bust.
Superman is 16 inches tall.
So 16 inches for the humans or human-like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Batman's going to shrink down. Like once they, mold it in that polyresin, it definitely shrinks like up to 5%. So the idea is that, they will be the same height.
Chad, we all have that same problem when we jump into a pool.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
It's very
You ever
true.
done a cold
People
plunge
are
in
asking
the
what colors on this guy. What are you thinking for colors?
You and I talked about it, just like really, really, really dark gray and black.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then the belt, obviously, God, I mean, I love that belt. That God, is it? I always mess it up. Beast Kingdom. What's it called?
Kingdom Come.
No. The company that's doing the big giant Batman.
Legendary Beast.
Legendary Beast. I love their
Yeah.
belt. So we'll probably use 2 different golds, bronzes on the belt. And then there's, down the road, if the audience wants it, we can always do like a dark blue, gray, but, I'm just thinking now, like, current Batman,
I love the texture that you did on the cape. Like it just feels like it's, I mean, it's just, I know it's not going to actually be that way, but it feels like it'd be kind of like that felty material. Like it's got that feathery material. It just looks so good. I just love it. I love the way this turned out.
Slight texture on the suit too. We don't want to do too much, like just so it's just very, very minimal.
I don't really need another. I don't really need another Batman, but that's really good looking. I might have to purchase that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to be the centerpiece of this bus line. I can't wait.
Yep.
Hey, Chad, are all the busts going to be 350 ES?
Yep, everyone. I mean, like
That's fair.
That'll be like the most we go up to, because again, I want this to be niche. I want it to be small. I don't want to make. I mean, Superman, we could have probably pushed it more. Wonder Woman, of course, like the Trinity, you could have pushed it more. But really, like, this is why, is why this evening is so important in a way, because we only have like 15, 20 more Batman to sell. I sound like the Home Shopping Network, but we only have like 15 or 20 more to sell. But it's like, I don't want someone to finally get into the 6th bust and be like, oh, shoot, like, how do I get that Superman? And then you go and try to find it and you either can't, or it's because,
You pay triple.
yeah. Like, again, like this is only through tweeterhead.com. Like, if I sell 20 Doomsdays tomorrow until we put them into production, we are not giving this to anybody else to sell. This is only tweeterhead.com.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a little worried about the edition sizes, especially especially like Riddler. Hopefully, I'm able to get one.
Again, if you're just joining us, we've got 310 people watching right now. Thank you guys. Here's the new Riddler we just premiered.
But not just the price.
I'm sure somebody can take it and lighten that picture up too. Of course, everybody does that.
Well, especially this guy. He's famous for it.
I was gonna say not just the price is good for the actual statue, but it's also going to help with the shipping cost. The shipping will be very reasonable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, top to bottom, this is such a collector-friendly line, and it's going to make collecting really fun because you can look forward to all these characters, and especially again knowing that Tweeterhead is serious about doing these other characters, these other villains.
Yep.
That just goes to show me that they're all in. This is going to be a lot of fun to collect. It's going to be extremely affordable, and I can't wait. I can't wait. Matt.
Well, I'll just say this: it looks like we got like 300 people in the joining us, and with respect to everybody, or a lot of people, for the past year or so, have been complaining about statue prices and hey, I'm getting out of the hobby. Hey, I can't, okay, hey, I'm done after this one, et cetera. So with respect, I'm not, not down, everybody's, we've all had our, kind of, hey, shipping. We can all agree on that. Chad is sitting here with a vision saying, okay, hey, well, the market isn't what it used to be. Let's just be honest. So let me think out the box. And like what he's saying, I'm going to do a bust line of 1/3. They're going to be super detailed, but right price for, I would say, everybody. So if you're, with respect, you're kind of, some of these, like the throne pieces that are like, with respect, $3,000. That's not for everybody, with respect. I think this price point is for everybody, especially like Chad said, if you pay in full, you get a discount, you get I think it's $25 discount if you pay in full. And with respect, I think the price is so good that with respect, hey, I'm gonna buy 2 of these. I'm gonna get the Doomsday and the Superman, or vice versa. It's something you can keep on with, instead of, hey, I'm gonna buy this one statue and that's it for the next hypothetically year or so. Where these, I think they're priced right. And saying all this, guys, and the comments are like awesome, but we've got to support Chad. We got to show up on pre-order day.
Yep.
And like, with respect, show him that, hey, we're serious. Hey, you're making the Riddler finally that we wanted. Everybody's wanted a great Riddler, but we got to show up on pre-order day.
That's right. And just like Dan just typed in the chat, guys, let's get this Superman sold out. There's only 14 left on the website right now. So jump on tweeterhead.com. Let's get this sold. Let's get this sold and show Chad that we are, everybody in the community, we are serious about this line because it is going to be outstanding. And
it's going to be epic. I mean, the other night I was watching, I don't know if you guys have watched that Crisis, the animated one, the part 2. No one?
Yeah.
What was it?
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, the Annie monitor. Like, how big would he be if, like,
we're going niche.
Yeah, really niche. Yeah.
A limited edition of 5 pieces.
Chad, Jeff Houghton wants to know, how many do you plan to release a year? What's your vision for these?
At least 6, but my vision, I mean, oh my God. I mean, because we'll talk about this in a minute, these little sub bust lines that we want to start. But 6 to 8, I would think. I think I think 6 to 8 is a really good number. If I had my way, we'd do one a month because I freaking love these. But I think 6 to 8 is good. I think 6 is a great way to start. That's what we're going to do this year. But when we start to mine into these sub bust lines. Because you guys know I love the superpower action figures, and if Kenner was successful with that action figure line, there was going to be a whole subline of Green Lantern Corps figures. Superman had his own line, Batman, Batcave, it was going to be huge. So, we're next year going to dip our toe into a sub bust line, and I don't mean smaller; they're going to be the same size, but of the Teen Titans.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, cool.
Finally.
Yeah, that'll be very nice.
That's really you talk about Cyborg, Raven, Starfire, Nightwing. I mean, everyone's like, oh, what about the Perez Nightwing? And it's like, as a statue, no. As a bust, there's a solid maybe there, right?
Yeah.
Which, Chris, I don't know if you want to show that other leading into that. The Perez.
Yes. Did you mention Perez?
I did.
Ooh.
Nice.
We have a Perez Zatanna, which
Very
is
nice.
gorgeous. I love the cape flow on it and the hair. The pose is really awesome. Tell us a little bit about this, Chad.
It's I teased it when I was doing Tweeterhead like 1.0, and it just didn't work out, and there were a couple of different issues. But I'm like, with these busts, again, going back to some of the ease of doing these, and some of these giving the collectors what they really have asked for years. Unless I am wrong and I stand corrected, like I don't know if you're going to get a Perez Zatanna statue, period, let alone anytime soon. And I'm like, let's just make this bust like the absolute coolest and give these people that have been wanting this forever, something to collect, and there have been so many Zatannas.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
There have been so many Zatannas with a top hat, which I love. I mean, I absolutely love that version, but I'm not sure I want to do that in a bust because you've got so many other alternatives to buy,
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just had to highlight Justin's comment. Said, Chad, you SOB, you did it. You finally did it.
Oh my God. So that's not the guy I'm waiting on. You know who I'm waiting on is Kirk. I forget his Phil Fitzpatrick. He's the biggest Zatanna fan in the world, the Perez Zatanna.
Everybody is very excited about this one as well. Might have to break open my piggy bank. Everybody has been saying like I've been begging for this. Captain Trenchcoat here. It's just awesome. So again, a very exciting reveal again tonight here on Rogues Gallery. So we have a Perez Zatanna, and do you want to do our other female friend?
Yeah. Is that? Oh, we've got two more. Yeah. Let's do it. So and again, like some of the things we do might be very popular. Some of them might not be super popular. It just depends where you are on the, where you fall in your collector mindset. But, next year is Catwoman's 85th anniversary.
Oh,
I love that. And so we are going to honor her with, not her first appearance, because it would be an orange dress and a cat mask, but her second appearance with her purple dress and green cape, and she's holding a Swarovski emerald in her hand. And this pairs, I've got this one printed, and her and Batman together, it's just kind of like amazing.
This is absolutely gorgeous. I've had a chance to see a little bit more of this one as well. I love the colors. It is that classic feel of her. If you're, just a fan of her origins, and it's just a very, very.
Do you have that? The digitally colored one? You could show that if you want to.
I don't have it here. No.
Oh, okay.
Unless I can find it maybe in your messages, I might be able to. But here are the two kind of side by side. Cool. To give you an idea of these.
Nice.
Are the female bases, are they a little smaller than the male bases, or are they the same?
Yep. Nope, they're smaller. So there's 3 size bases, like A, B, and C, like female, male, monster. And that's all we're going to do. So yeah, Catwoman and Zatanna will be the same size base.
It's just absolutely incredible. And then are you planning on doing other versions of Catwoman as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. I mean, this is like a niche one. I mean, this is my favorite version. This is what, when I would run to the newsstand when I was a kid, and you had like the little blurb in the corner, featuring Catwoman, like, this is my ultimate version. And, but of course, we're going to do the more modern version. And I think we'll probably sneak her in next year because it is her 85th anniversary. So it's kind of a bookend. You get first and most current,
Yes, absolutely. Sorry, I just found your color version. I'm going to send it to myself so I can add that to the screen as well. But again, we've got Zatanna and we've got Catwoman as well, which we've unveiled tonight. Do you want to show our last one as well?
Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
Okay.
Wow.
So we showed him earlier, but I said, David Igo, he surprised me by telling me what Batman foes he wants to like art direct, and number 1 was Clayface, and he was like, yeah, but I want to change it up from that original interpretation and make it a little more animated inspired. And it's kind of funny because Chris, I saw your piece of art today, and I'm like, wow, that's
I was just
Kinda
thinking that.
kismet.
Yeah, it's perfect, really. I mean, it really is. I think this is probably one of the ones I'm most excited about. I've wanted a Clayface for so long, and I just feel like you guys have completely captured the pose of him. And again, just side by side with Riddler here, they just look great together.
I love
Yep.
that right there.
Thanks. I mean, I have there's a couple little ideas we're toying around with, which is like, do you put some clay like dropping off the bottom of the base, or is he part of the base? Like he's turning into I mean, who knows? I mean, there's a couple different things, but this is just me speaking out loud. But yeah, no, they look fantastic together. And then, like I said, we don't have a slide for it, but you throw Catwoman in there, you throw Joker, Harley, you throw, I don't know, Bruce, Alfred, Batgirl, Robin, like this line could go on forever. I mean, it's it's something that I really hope we can tap into this collector's market with it.
That's one of the things that's really selling it for me, and not just the pictures side by side. It's the ones that Chris has behind him. Seeing them in person side by side really like helps. I'll speak for I think for all collectors, seeing them in person next to somebody really helps. Just give you a general idea of how they're going to look in the collection.
I think,
and that's something Chris told me. His advice was, like Superman will be in people's hands in about 2 months. And he's just like, get that thing in people's hands. Cause really when you hold that thing and you look at it, you're like, oh, like for the people that say, I don't collect busts or I don't like busts. Once you get it, I think you're not going to remember, Krypton, Fortress of Solitude base. It's not going to make a difference to you.
I've also said in the past too, where I feel like as a 1/3 scale collector, these are going to completely blend in with all of the rest of them. So like if there's a character that let's say that Prime 1 has never done a Clayface, right? Well, if you get Tweeterhead's Clayface, now you have a 3rd scale Clayface to go right in between your collection. It's kind of like a proximity piece. And these things, again, you can just see the scale of them. They are massive. And believe me, guys, the camera is not doing this thing justice at all. This thing looks a million times. If you think it looks better here or good here, it looks a million times better in person. And it just has such a wow factor, and it's really going to fit in your collection so well. And even if you don't have 3rd scales, just like Eric said, when you start seeing them all together, you kind of get it. You're like, okay, I get it now.
Well, my original plan is I think I'm going to, like you said, like almost like a proximity. I might put them up a little bit higher behind other pieces, like even quarter scale. But yeah, seeing them in person, especially since we don't have like conventions to see them in person, at least seeing them in Chris's room really helps plan things out.
I think
and I mean,
I think the painters are going to have just a ball doing like different paint techniques on Clayface, colors and techniques. I think the painters are going to have like a ball, and you might have some tough decisions to make on which one is the most popular. Put it that way.
Yeah, you can do a lot with
One
the paint.
thing I also wanted to add, guys, is a lot of collectors, even in the rogues, we're matching comics with statues, and busts go a heck of a lot better in the comic book than that. And on oversized.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Put the comic behind it.
Yep. With your CGCs.
I mean, you could see how an oversized bust with a full-blown comic, it's going to look really good, Chad, when you mix one of those larger scale busts with a comic book.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a super chat. I just want to hit it really quick while Chad is here. He said, when will the 1/6 Two-Face ship? Do you have an update on Two-Face?
I do. I think the 15th of this month of May, he's leaving China, headed to the US.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm so excited to get him in. I love him. He is such a good statue. And some people have asked, while we've been talking about the bus, people have been asking still about the 6 scale things. And Chad did address that. They're not going away from those. They're still going to be doing. They've announced a Dark Side. They've announced a Catwoman, and I know they have other ones in the works as well. So 6 scale collectors, they're not leaving you high and dry at all. But obviously, like Chad said, this is kind of where his passion is right now, and I could see why. Because the sky is the limit for these busts. And again, like the thing that's crazy to me is like this bust right here is slightly over the price of like a 10th scale Iron Studios.
Yep.
Like that's insane to me.
Yeah.
because this has just a tremendous amount of presence. It's heavy and it's just, I don't know. I'm blown away by it. It's just really awesome.
Awesome. Yep. Yep.
Chad, what do you have planned?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. And again, Ragged Edge said the same thing. Chad, what do you have planned for us that are not in the bus? Again, there are still things that Tweeterhead is doing. Obviously, still like David's still very much involved in the Master of the Universe.
Yeah, Master of the Universe going strong. We've teased Sorceress. We've got a couple other pieces that we're working on. We've got a big surprise piece that we haven't shown, I don't think yet. It was a discussion the other day that, even people that don't collect our stuff, this is like an iconic Master of the Universe piece that, if you're just like not even a collector and you're like, oh, I gotta have that. Like, that's the one thing from my childhood that resonates. So that's kind of cool. We've got some other DC stuff. We've got 2, DC surprises coming up this year that we haven't announced. And it's something I think is going to take everybody by storm. A couple other licenses we're looking at, some new Elvira stuff. So yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on,
I just feel like this is such a really fun time to be a Tweeterhead collector. It's just, to me, it's got, my excitement peaked because, again, seeing these things all together, you can really just envision just this incredible lineup of characters. Is there somebody that you're looking the most forward to bringing out to the public? Like, is there somebody that you're just like, I can't wait to do it?
Oh, of course, the Wonder Twins.
Yeah, sure.
No, really, I'm not kidding.
I know. You've always liked the Wonder Twins.
No, Wonder Twins for me, and then we've talked about how could you do like a deluxe bust where maybe Zan, Jaina, and Gleek are all on the same base, kind of like it's some weird something. But it's kind of, I'm glad you asked that because it's something like in my brain, like I can see like a Lois Lane bust, right? Like no one's ever done like maybe 1 or 2 people have done like a Lois Lane statue, but like a really gorgeous bust, to complement that Superman. When we get into the Batman world, you hit Commissioner Gordon, who hasn't been done, Alfred, who's been done maybe once. The sky, like I said earlier, the sky is the limit. If we can just keep momentum going, that subline I said to the Teen Titans, we've also got like Green Lantern Corps. That's a complete subline of its own, right? And that's what I was talking about earlier. I don't know the name of the guy. Is it Kilowog? Like he'd be like as big as Doomsday. He's going to be huge. That big gigantic guy. I think we might have a couple pieces of art of a Sinestro bust, of a Star Sapphire bust, maybe.
Ooh, that'd be good. Do that one.
Yeah, Bane bust. It's just, for me, like, again, going back to like the Riddler is like, we got to get around to the Penguin. The Penguin is someone that, I don't honestly know how well it would do as a 6-scale statue, but I know we can deliver a really amazing Penguin bust.
Yeah, bust will be incredible. I would absolutely love that. Like KVC says, Scarecrow, Two-Face, and Penguin. Yeah, those are all really great ones. Two-Face in the works, I'm assuming?
It is. I want to get those statues delivered, and then let's figure out like what we can do with him. We've got a couple ideas, and there's a couple workarounds we're working on to make it a little bit different. So, but like I said, Raja Ghul, Taylor, Court of the Owls. My brain is exploding with these characters, and I told Chris I've got to stay away from the world of Batman because that's what I grew up in. We've got to start to deliver other DC characters. Mary Marvel. I've got a Shazam. I've got a Black Adam that's different than our statue. This, I'll tell you honestly, this started as a personal project where I was like, I don't have room for all my stuff, so why don't I get some of my guys on their downtime to start to manipulate some of these things. And then I was like, holy crap, this is kind of awesome. So,
and we were talking about just the artists that Chad's working with before the show. And there's so many talented people working with Tweeterhead right now to bring you the best of the best. And it's going to be very exciting over the next couple of years to see what they all bring us for sure.
And I think too, again, I'm like, tooting my own horn here, but I think like, when you say to a sculptor, hey, we just want you to like sculpt from the waist up. We're not worried about some ginormous base and all this other stuff and all this minutia. And I don't mean that in a bad way, because it is what it is. But it's like, as a producer, like there is nothing more stressful than trying to figure out like what in the world your Batman statue is going to stand on, right? And it's always, there's three choices: Gargoyle, Batcave, Gargoyle 2.0. And,
Right.
and so this is so wonderful because it's like we can just concentrate on the cool part, their beautiful face, her beautiful face, or, whatever pose she's in, and, my Catwoman, I've got a couple comments about Catwoman being a little bit too 1940s inspired, but hey, she was created in 1939. And we want to pay homage to that, the hairstyle. And I've got some original Bob Kane artwork that we'll pull out when we start to talk about her, just to show you exactly why her mask is like it is, why her hairstyle is the way it is. It's pretty insane when you start to look at the old art.
It's awfully fun. Well, should we do a giveaway? Should we do the Doomsday giveaway? What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So guys, this is obviously, it's going to take a while for it to be produced and made. This is just a prototype. So when it is ready to ship, Chad will be shipping it to you. This particular giveaway is for the United States only. So if you are not in the United States, I would ask that you don't enter this one. The other contests you can enter. But basically the hashtag is going to be... Enter in the chat, #Tweeterhead. #Tweeterhead. And if you do that, we'll start collecting responses here, and we will do the giveaway again whenever it's time to ship. Chad will ship it to you. So again, I can't thank you enough, Chad, for being willing to do that.
Oh my gosh, no worries at all, you guys.
All lowercase, guys. I forgot to mention that. All lowercase. You only need to enter once. It doesn't matter if you enter a bunch more times. Just please enter once.
We've got one entry so far.
Copy and paste.
We got 91 entries right now.
Yeah, they're going crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know if I
91
sent you
entries.
this or not, but that's the color.
Oh,
That's
hold
my-
on. Let's see it.
Ooh,
I totally spelled it wrong.
Oh, it looks great.
it looks great. Yeah,
That looks
I like-
phenomenal.
I really
Oh,
like
he's going to
it.
be
That looks
phenomenal.
phenomenal.
We
I'll
did
take-
have a discussion about the purple shirt, black tie, white shirt, purple
Keep
tie.
it the way you got it.
Yeah, I was going to say I showed my wife, and she instantly said black. She's like,
Oh, yeah?
didn't even question the other color. She's like black.
And again, these are just like little things I'll just show you guys. This is not in stone at all, but that's the Black Adam.
Ooh,
Just arms crossed.
It's a cool pose. I like the sash coming off the side.
Yeah, he looks great.
That's awesome.
Just like no nonsense,
Absolutely. Well, thank you
I
for
wish I
showing
could
Riddler
show
in
you the
color.
Starfire, but I can't. But yeah, there's so much. If this takes off, like everybody's favorite characters, we are going to get to, one of these days. Oh, Chris, did you find that painted picture of Catwoman?
Yes. Let me show. Here she is right here.
ooh.
Oh, I love it.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
So
And
how
so her
great does that look
ring-
with the purple and green?
Yeah, her ring, her belt buckle, and the little cape clasps, those are all Swarovski crystals, emerald.
Wow.
And then in her hand, she's holding like a big, gigantic crystal.
Oh, that looks awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's beautiful.
I love the purple. It's deep. It just pops so well.
Yeah, I was pushing for black, because when they first had Batman in the comics, Catwoman, all of those blues and purples, those were all accent colors. Batman was always supposed to be in black and gray, from day one, right? But it was the accent, how they had to show it with the blue highlights, that it was like, oh, maybe his cape's blue. And so with Catwoman, I really wanted her all in black, but a couple people I showed, including Chris, is like, no, it's got to be the purple. The purple's it, but really dark.
Yeah, I was gonna say it has a great
It's-
pop.
It's awesome. The color, the purple is awesome.
She's
I
beautiful.
think someone asked that in the comments. Would there be variants for say Batman, like a black and gray or a blue and gray?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I could see it.
They sell good. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of I like it. It seems sometimes like a cash grab, right? Just to like do a different paint job. And we've got a couple little variants coming up in the future that aren't that, but yeah, I mean, Batman is really oddly specific. He's either black and gray or blue and gray, and we actually do have a chest sculpt with the oval, like retro emblem.
That'd be cool.
So down the road, who knows?
Be really awesome.
Chad,
Martian Manhunter too. I think we've got a Martian Manhunter almost done.
Nice. Chad, how is your dealing with the Swarovskis? Because speaking from experience, we did a limited edition for our Faces of Gotham line, and what we did was it was an homage to Warhol in his Diamond Dust series.
Oh yeah.
And grinding those up and trying to lay it on canvas. It was a pain in the you-know-what.
Yeah. Have you talked to Olivia about that? Because she does all those Diamond Dust prints too.
Yeah. We know of her. The artist that we use, he's pretty well known, and we only did the 2 so far. We did Batman and Joker. The next 2 I think are Harley and Ivy, but we don't have an expecting date yet for that. It's kind of on the back burner because we have a couple other things going on, and everybody including Chris and the rest of the rogues, we're trying to nail down our next Bermejo piece. So that'll be the next.
Yeah. No, honestly, like this one with Catwoman specifically, like, I just bought like all of the crystals from them. Like we're not crushing anything up. They're all, caliber to a specific size that fits. For my first Elvira, the first Tweeterhead real, like I will say like real piece we did, it was the first licensed piece we did. Her little dagger and her ring were Swarovski crystals. And they let me put the Swarovski Elements logo on our box, in our literature, all over the place.
Oh, that's cool.
But post-COVID, things have changed a lot.
Yeah.
So right now, but there's no issue saying that, I bought, 25 gross of this green emerald that we're going to, put into her belt, but we just can't advertise it, as Swarovski Elements.
Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these 2 awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.